It's 11 p.m. on the hour. You're now with me, Douglas Elliott. Tonight's headlines. Person with disability perished in JULAU Longhouse fire. Thousands throng state-level Maulidul Rasul gathering. And PAYNET clarifies DUITNOW QRP charges. All these and more only on TVS Nightline. Good evening. A person with disability was reported to have perished in a fire incident in JULAU on Thursday. According to Cebu Fire and Rescue Department Bomba, the fire broke out at Rumah Michael in Sungai Sejugam Lasi in JULAU at around 4:20 p.m., rendering the 40-door longhouse to ashes. A distress call was made to emergency services at around 4:26 p.m. It was also learned that a female was also injured with burns during the fire. The cause of the fire and estimated losses are yet to be determined. Meanwhile, in BETONG, a 6-year-old boy is currently missing and feared to have drowned in a river at Kampong Hilir Debat Laut in BETONG on Thursday morning. The Fire and Rescue Department Bomba said in a statement that the boy was last seen by a villager walking alone towards the river at around 9 a.m. The family was immediately informed of the situation and went to search for the boy, but only found his shoes and clothing at the nearby jetty. A police report was lodged by the missing boy's uncle, in which Bomba BETONG, led by Operation Commander Senior Officer Judy Numpang, immediately mobilized a team to activate the search. Updates on the ongoing search operation will be provided as new information becomes available. In business, DUITNOW QR operator Payments Network Malaysia Sendirian Berhad or PAYNET has cleared the air in regards to the transaction fee imposition on payments and transfers made with credit cards effective November 1st. PAYNET confirmed that vendors will be charged a transaction fee for payments received via the DUITNOW QR code platform, but noted that there were several confusions that should be clarified, namely the merchant discount rate MDR and the 50-cent fee for transactions exceeding 5,000 ringgit, stressing that the two e-payment methods are entirely different. It added currently debit card and credit card payments are subject to MDR, while there is an MDR waiver for QR payments. However, beginning November 1st, PAYNET said the MDR waiver for DUITNOW QR payments will be lifted. The operator was responding to recent media reports on a local banking institution notifying their customers of the impending imposition of transaction fees for DUITNOW QR payments and transfers made with credit cards from November 1st, 2023. PAYNET said a merchant will receive the payment made by their customers after deducting the MDR. It added that MDR is neither a new nor an additional fee and that it was waived to promote the adoption of QR payment period in 2019 and was extended due to the COVID-19 pandemic. PAYNET said the waiver should have ended over 9 months ago, noting that a reserve fund would be established with the MDR collected by PAYNET to incentivize acquirers not to charge smaller businesses. PAYNET also clarified that purchases using credit and debit cards were already subject to MDR and products and services purchased with credit or debit cards were priced the same as cash purchases. And it do not foresee prices of goods and services to be affected by purchases using DUITNOW QR after MDR is imposed. On the other hand, PAYNET said the 50-cent fee for transactions above 5,000 ringgit is for peer-to-peer fund transfers from a personal QR to another personal QR and not payments to merchants. On Wednesday, it was reported that transaction fees will be imposed on merchants who receive payments via DUITNOW from November 1st. Despite the rain, the spirit of over 10,000 participants from 248 contingents representing various departments and agencies remained undeterred as they gathered at Padang Merdeka Kuching for the state-level Maulidul Rasul celebration. The parade began as early as 5 a.m. and the vibrant event took place under the theme Sarawak Makmur Ummah Sejahtera to coincide with the 60th anniversary of Sarawak's independence. Yang Dipertua Negeri Tun Pehin Sri Abdul Taib Mahmud and his wife, Tuan Dato' Petinggi Ragat Kurdi Taib, made their first public appearance after returning to Sarawak on September 16 at the event. The Premier, Dato' Petinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Openg, and state ministers were also in attendance. The celebration began with a Thanksgiving ceremony at Masjid Jame' on Wednesday evening. And in conjunction with the Maulidur Rasul celebration today, the state's premier, Dato' Petinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Openg, described Tuan Yang Terutama, the Yang Dipertua Negeri Sarawak Tun Pehin Sri Abdul Taib Mahmud, as a symbol of harmony in the state's pluralistic society. According to Abang Johari, by making Prophet Muhammad a guide, Tun Taib is a catalyst for all communities to continue developing Sarawak in all aspects of life.
Ia memberikan dorongan kepada kami untuk meneruskan usaha membangunkan negeri Sarawak dan umat Islam ke arah yang lebih baik di masa-masa yang akan datang. Itu juga adalah sebagai simbol keharmonian masyarakat Sarawak yang berbilang agama dan berlatar belakang yang akan terus melakukan goal mereka masing-masing.
Similarly, the Premier highlights the relevance of Prophet Muhammad's Medina Charter for promoting ethnic unity in Sarawak. In his address, Abang Johari drew attention to the enduring significance of Prophet Muhammad's Medina Charter as a compelling model for fostering and preserving ethnic unity in the diverse region of Sarawak. Emphasizing the Charter's core principles of fairness and equitable governance within a multi-religious and multi-ethnic community, Abang Johari underscored its contemporary relevance and its potential to serve as a guiding light for harmonious coexistence in Sarawak.
Perjanjian tersebut tercatat dalam sejarah dunia sebagai satu dokumen perjanjian yang mencerminkan kemuliaan sifat baginda dalam hubungan antara agama. Sebab itulah kita mengambil iktibar. Di Sarawak kita mempunyai masyarakat berbilang kaum dan berbilang agama. Sudah tentu kerajaan Sarawak memberikan keadilan dan juga untuk kita membangunkan negeri dalam keadaan yang aman dan makmur. Inilah satu-satu sifat yang ada pada rakyat Sarawak yang penuh bertoleransi dalam kita membangunkan negeri kita.
He said this in his speech at the Maulidur Rasul 1444 Hijrah state-level celebration gathering and parade at Padang Merdeka today. He added Muhammad's struggle during governance is replete with integrity and vision, and thus should serve as an example in today's government administration.
The concept of the Medina Charter is used as a foundational model for governing Sarawak. Deputy Premier Dato' Amar Awang Tengah Ali Hassan emphasized that Sarawak's population is diverse in terms of ethnicity and religion, highlighting their interdependence. This illustrates how the Medina Charter's principles of inclusivity and cooperation are applied in the diverse context of Sarawak's governance.
Speaking at the Maulidur Rasul celebration in Lawas on Thursday, he emphasized that the theme for this year, Sarawak Makmur Ummah Sejahtera, should be well understood. This is to ensure that the prosperity achieved at present can be sustained and enjoyed by future generations. He also emphasized that the constantly changing global environment necessitates increased diligence and innovation in order to stay in step with technological progress. The Maulidur Rasul celebration in Lawas on Thursday witnessed the participation of over 50 contingents in a procession around the town of Lawas. On the preceding Wednesday evening, Awang Tengah officiated the Marhaban Art Competition in Lawas Indoor Stadium. During the event, he commended the efforts of the organizers, the Sarawak Women's Federation, PPWS Lawas, describing it as an uplifting and enlivening side event that enhances the Maulidul Rasul celebration.
The Yang di-Pertuan Agong Al-Sultan Abdullah Riayatuddin Al-Mustafa Billah Shah today calls upon the people of Malaysia to emulate Prophet Muhammad's noble character in speaking the truth, being honest and avoiding slander and lies. His Majesty said words in the forms of insults, lies and slander only undermine the country's stability and harmony.
Marilah kita mengambil iktibar dengan kejatuhan serta keruntuhan tamadun dan kuasa besar dunia akibat daripada budaya fitnah yang mendominasi dan membarah dalam kehidupan bangsanya.
His Majesty said this in conjunction with the national level 1445 Hijrah Maulidul Rasul celebration at the Putrajaya International Convention Center today. Following the death of Prophet Muhammad, the phenomenon of slander led to a tragic event in Islamic history through the assassination of the third Caliph, Sayyidina Uthman Affan.
Demikian hebat hakikat fitnah dan tipu daya yang bukan sahaja telah menumpahkan darah seorang pemimpin Islam yang agung, malahan telah turut menghancurkan keharmonian dan kestabilan sesebuah negara.
Al-Sultan Abdullah highlighted the Islamic principle of avoiding association with those who do not speak the truth. He further emphasized that the teachings of Islam, as brought by Prophet Muhammad, encompass various aspects of human life, including governance in diverse societies with different races, religions, and socio-economic backgrounds. He also pointed out that the history of Rasulullah reflects his expertise in governing a nation.
We'll be taking a short break. Coming up right after, Bernas assures sufficient white rice supply. And an inventor made ice cream entirely from plastic waste. All these on TVS Nightline. Stay tuned. Welcome back. In a commendable endeavor to improve educational opportunities for the offspring of Indonesian plantation laborers in Sarawak, the state government has granted approval for the establishment of Community Learning Centres, or CLC. These centres will operate in accordance with the guidelines set forth by the Malaysian Ministry of Education. State's Minister of Women, Childhood and Community Wellbeing Development, Dr. Sri Fatimah Abdullah, emphasized the primary objectives of these CLCs, namely to provide educational support to Indonesian children aged 12 and under residing in oil palm plantations. This initiative represents a significant stride towards fostering inclusivity and educational equity in the region, thus empowering the younger generation with the tools they need to build a brighter future.
Ianya sangat dekat di hati saya sebab saya terlibat secara langsung dalam penubuhan community learning centres yang membolehkan anak-anak kita daripada Indonesia yang berada di ladang bersama dengan ladang kelapa sawit bersama dengan ibu bapa mereka dan yang berusia 12 tahun ke bawah, 12 tahun ke bawah. Usaha telah kita jalankan bersama dengan kerajaan persekutuan, khususnya Kementerian Pendidikan yang membolehkan kita menubuhkan CLC di negeri ladang-ladang, khususnya di negeri Sarawak.
Adding further, Fatimah emphasized that the CLC are designed to provide inclusive and well-managed education.
Yang harus dipastikan ialah di tempat di mana kanak-kanak kita belajar di CLC itu mestilah diurus dengan baik, mestilah berdaftar dan ianya selamat. Guru-guru yang mengajar juga adalah guru-guru yang bertauliah. Ini adalah hak yang kita nak lihat bahawa hak pendidikan yang itu pendidikan berkualiti dapat dinikmati. Bukan sahaja untuk anak-anak rakyat Malaysia tetapi juga anak-anak daripada Indonesia ini. Kanak-kanak ini ini hak seseorang kanak-kanak.
She said this in her speech at the 78th Independence Day celebration of the Republic of Indonesia recently.
While dogs are typically associated with rabies transmission, Sarawak confronts an uncommon and notable issue, with a higher incidence of rabies in cats surpassing that of global average. Sarawak Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals SSPCA President Dr. Donna Drudy Wee expressed her apprehension about this situation.
Dogs are the greater carrier, they have a bigger bite. But in Sarawak, we do have a higher incidence compared to the world average of rabies in cats. And so we do have actually 1 or 2 cases where there was no contact with dog, but they did get bitten.
To address this pressing issue, Donna told TVS on the ongoing collaborative effort between SSCPA and the government.
Symptoms show. So that's why we're working together with the government today. Like today at this clinic here, the PM clinic in Batu Kawah, they're offering free rabies vaccination. So the vaccines themselves have been sponsored by Boehringer Ingelheim, who is the main supplier.
Meanwhile, Director of the Department of Veterinary Services Sarawak, Dr. Adrian Suzin Ambud, noted that rabies can enter the human body through bites, scratches, or open wounds from both dogs and cats. He stressed the importance of keeping pets indoors to reduce rabies exposure, although there's always a risk of escape. Dr. Adrian also pointed out the necessity of vaccinating pets against rabies for the safety of families and the well-being of pets. Additionally, he highlighted the severity of rabies symptoms, which are typically fatal, and the legal requirement for dog owners to provide vaccination evidence under penalty of up to 1,000 ringgit for non-compliance. Previously, Premier of Sarawak, Datuk Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Joritun Openg, expressed deep concerns regarding the consistently high number of daily animal bite cases in the state. Despite significant development progress and a healthy population with an average life expectancy of 76.5 years, Sarawak remains threatened by diseases such as rabies and other zoonotic conditions like monkey malaria and leptospirosis. Since 2017, Sarawak has recorded 72 human rabies cases, resulting in a tragically high fatality rate of 90.3%, a situation that the Premier earnestly hopes will not worsen in the near future.
Baribaras National Berhad or Bernas has assured that there is sufficient supply of white rice in the market following concerns of rice shortage issues. In a statement, Bernas said it has distributed 630,000 metric tons of white rice from January to August of this year, an increase of 38% compared to the average monthly sales over the past 5 years, stressing that the white rice supply is more than sufficient without the government needing to use its own stockpile.
It noted that the increased demand for local white rice was caused by the price difference between the local white rice and the imported rice. Bernas added that in its capacity as buyer of last resort, its market share of local rice is only around 10%, with the remaining bought and processed by private factories. On Monday, Minister of Agriculture and Food Security, Dato Seri Muhammad Sabu, was reported as saying that his ministry hopes to meet with India's Agriculture and Farmers Welfare Minister soon over the white rice export restriction issues. In July, India banned the export of non-basmati white rice to ensure adequate domestic availability at reasonable prices to prevent a food shortage in India.
Sarawak pepper, renowned for its outstanding quality, has made a name for itself in the global market, and it is now venturing into the world of sweet indulgence, that is ice cream. This extraordinary innovation is the result of the collaboration between two inventive minds. Join us in exploring this innovative story and the bold steps taken in the realm of dessert.
The delightful recipe for Sarawak's unique pepper ice cream stems from the combined efforts of two local entrepreneurs. Their inspiration came from a family friend who happens to be an exporter of Sarawak pepper, leading to this innovative culinary endeavor.
So as we selling the ice cream, so we thinking like maybe we can do a combination of these two. And also like this is kind of like unique and Sarawak things product to sell. Like we also want to like getting people to know about the pepper, about the Sarawak pepper. So it's in this case we try to do it with ice cream. So that means like everyone can try it with ice cream because you will not like direct test the pepper. But if with ice cream you can like, oh, there's ice cream, but that will come with like spicy maybe.
Hence, by using Sarawak AgroFest 2023 as a platform to promote their product, Wong also revealed plans for the business after garnering exposure from the festival. This includes plans to open a kiosk at tourist hotspots to introduce the product's unique local flavor to travelers abroad.
Actually, we're now planning to do the one with lemon pepper. Yeah, so there's still come with pepper, but we try to add on lemon. Oh, okay. Yeah, but we still in our plan. After this, we will try to do it. Yeah, yeah, because we spend a lot of time for like investigate about this. Yeah, for few months, for like every day, few months, like one day at least 3 or 4 times to test the test to get the balancing. Yeah, so we need sometimes to find out the best result for this.
Wong aims to raise awareness about Sarawak pepper-infused ice cream, positioning it alongside other beloved local delicacies like gula apong and dabai.
Yeah, as I said just now, like let everyone know about Sarawak pepper. Then after that, if this is good, getting well in Sarawak area, like this is the first time I hear. Maybe next time we can go to West Malaysia, so we can also launch in this. Like not only Sarawak people know Sarawak pepper, also like West people, West Malaysian, and also like the people from overseas, they can enjoy what is about Sarawak pepper.
In a world's first, an artist developed a peculiar culinary creation called Guilty Flavors. While it is not meant for consumption, its inventor Eleonora Ortolani hopes that the art project aims to spark a conversation about the future of food and challenge the way we think about plastic waste and what we are and are not prepared to eat.
So Guilty Flavors is what I believe is the first sample of ice cream made from plastic waste. Actually, the vanillin contained in the ice cream is what it's coming from the same plastic as we can find in bottles, plastic bottles. And I did that collaborating with bacteria and enzymes that actually naturally evolved to digest plastic. And this project started from a very big frustration about how the plastic recycling system cannot keep up, and also that despite all the information around plastic production is not decreasing, it's actually increasing.
The process, developed by scientists in Edinburgh, harnesses the metabolic power of bacteria and enzymes to digest polyethylene terephthalate, a plastic commonly used in bottles, packaging and food containers, and turn it into vanillin, the molecule that gives vanilla its flavor. Dr. Joanna Sadler, a biotechnologist from the University of Edinburgh, says the potential of this process goes beyond vanilla ice cream to other flavors and even other food items.
So in the case of PET, we can make vanillin. We could also make various other molecules. And what those are is very much dictated by these enzymes that we can use. And there are certain enzymes which do certain chemical reactions. So if you plug those together, you can get through to lots of different chemical products.
The research, published in the journal Biochemist in December 2021, focuses on degrading and upcycling plastic and using it as feedstock for microbial growth. Sadler said she has received backlash for her research. However, she clarified that the plastic ice cream will not be sold for consumption anytime soon.
A lot of the comments I've had and the feedback I've had has been concern around this idea of eating something that comes from plastic. And I've even had members of the public email me saying it's irresponsible to encourage people to eat plastic. And I think it's this thing that there's this perhaps misconception around what it actually is by the end of the process, that it is no longer plastic. But I think as part of that, it is really important that we take the safety side of it really, really seriously, and we make it very clear that this has to go through exactly the same regulatory processes and food standard processes as any other food ingredient. And only once it's been through all of those will it go anywhere near any kind of consumer product.
Until then, Ortolani hopes Guilty Flavors can help spark a vital conversation around plastic pollution and what she says is a looming global food crisis. And that's TVS Nightline for tonight. I'm Douglas Elliott. Thank you for watching.